everybody. Look at all these faces that we've got here today. I am not alone today. I have a number. I can hear an echo. Can anyone else hear an echo? Or is that just me? We're all thumbs up, guys. Oh, I think it's Steve. It might be you. Can you just mute, Steve? And Jeanette, we just need you to unmute. Just muted. And that might help. Awesome. So hello, everybody, and welcome to today's really special live where I've got a number of faces with me. And we are talking about today and bringing you value around what is working in our businesses now. So there's a lot of things when it comes to social media to learn. There's Reels and TikToks and live video and pre-recorded video and content creation. And there's a lot of things. And sometimes we just need to really concentrate on, okay, what's going to bring me more value or, for more bang for my buck right now in this day and age on social media? What's trending at the moment? Those kind of things. So that's what we're going to bring you today. So if you are here with me live, please say hello. Say hello to my amazing faces that are with me today. If we haven't met before, so say hello, everybody. If we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin and I'm your online crew captain. And what we do here and talk about here is modern social media strategies to bring your business online, but do it in a way where you can build your business by being a human more so than a marketer first. So that is so, so important. That'll come out into today's discussion about how important it is to be successful in this day and age in social media is, being a human before a marketer. So I'm sure that'll come out with some of our tips today as well. So we have Beth, Meredith, Karen, Steve, Yvette, Cherie, Laurie, and Jeanette. So these are some of our VIP mentorship students where I'm working with them closely to build their businesses online, get traction, grow an audience, build influence, all of the things. And I'm working with them very closely in their businesses, to improve their results. So they're going to bring to the table as long as myself. Sometimes it's nice to hear from other people other than me, but we've sort of rallied together and really thought about what's going to help those that are listening to really sort of focus on what's working now. So how are all my special guests? Are you good? We've got Yvette's out and about, so she's made the time in her car, I believe. Cherie's got half a voice. You'll see that when she comes on, but she's still here to deliver value to our audience today. So great to see you all here. Hello, Merla. Hello, Dan. Thank you for saying hello. Anybody that's live with us, please say hello and get your pen and paper ready. So I'm going to kick it off and then I'm going to go around to the others. They'll just quickly unmute, share their tip with you, and then we'll, get onto all the others. But what I really want to highlight with what's working now, and please don't underestimate this, is building human connections. Now, I know you're like, yeah, I've heard that before, Helen. I know you all have, but in this day and age, and with the amount of people on social media, there are a lot of people that are quite shallow. So it's not that hard to stand out from the crowd in caring. And remember, at the end of the day, people don't necessarily remember what you say, but they absolutely remember how you make them feel. So when you're in, Messenger and you're saying hello to somebody or you're complimenting somebody and you're not asking for anything in return, like a sale or anything to do with your business, you will get remembered because people know that you care. When people know that you care, they will start caring about what it is that you have and what it is that you have to offer and maybe reach out and, ask that question. But now more than ever, when there are so many more people entering social media, there are so many more people working from home, online, there are huge opportunities, but it's not that hard to stand out from the crowd when you really care about people. So my recommendation to you is talk to a lot of people, because it's just the people that are talking to a lot more people that are winning in their businesses. The people that you look up to in this industry that are doing well in their businesses, I bet they're just talking to more people than you are. And I bet they're having real conversations and they're not talking about business. So when you have real conversations lead to business. What a lot of people are doing is starting with business. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, but I don't want to get it stuck in the friend zone and I don't want to spend all that time on social media. I get it, but you do it in person. If you walked up to me in the street, where I live, you would say, hi, how are you? You wouldn't walk up to me and go, hi, I've got some good stuff. You could probably use it. Do you want to buy my latest, thing? You would actually say, hi, how are you? How's it going? And then we would lead to whatever it is that we're going to. So don't do what you wouldn't do in person on social media. Make sense? So bring the human element back. And I know it seems very simple for me to say that as my tip, but it is just so important to help you stand out from everybody else on social media. It's just when you care that little bit more, having that real human connection, those are the kind of people that are going to be less skeptical of what it is that you do and are more likely to ask about what it is that you do. Okay? So I'm going to move straight on to Beth. Miss Beth, what do you have to share with us today with what's working now?
Hello, everybody. My tip for what's working on social media now to attract teammates and customers is having unique and different social media content. Surprise, I'm talking about content. You know me, that I love to create things, and I use that creativity to create content for my social media. And I really believe that unique and different social media content makes people want to engage. First, it stops their scroll, and that's what we want. Social media, we know how busy it is and people are scrolling on by. So to have something that stops the scroll is really important. So I think that if you don't have any kind of unique and different content out there, it doesn't get a lot of attention and doesn't have much value, especially if we're starting out. If we have a huge following and have influence, people are going to look at your content. And I know Helen uses that example of Oprah. It doesn't matter what she holds up. We're going to buy it because it's Oprah, but you have to get to that point first. So we need to get people's attention and convince people to pay attention. And so that is what I'm doing by using unique and different content. And we're competing with millions and millions of others out there. And so I think it's really important to create something that gets people to stop the scroll and look at your content. Now, that being said, getting people to stop and look at your social media content isn't all that it takes. The content has to be really good as well. So giving them value, you need to have that information to back it up. So I think your content has to be interesting enough to get people to engage and stop the scroll. And, that's with leaving a reaction or comment or even something so great that they might share it out because they think it's unique and valuable enough to share. And the other reason for me is because unique content is my brand, and that's what I teach. Unique social media content makes people want to learn more about it. They ask questions. How did you do that? I've had so many interactions that say, can you teach me how to do that? Where did you learn that from? And how did you do that? And that creates a relationship, right? So it can give you some type of engagement. It gives people who want to learn more, and it keeps people interested and wanting to come back for more. So that's my tip for what is working for me on social media right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beth. And just to highlight there, the quicker each and every one of you can find your own voice. Your own voice. I know you all look up to people on social media. You're looking at other people's content. You look at people in your business and you look at their content and you copy it. Yes, you've got to have a role model and guidelines and things like that. But the quicker that you learn to create your own content and have your own voice and your own personality, that's what's going to speed up the results of your business. And you just get lost in the sea of social media in this day and age of social media if you blend in with everyone else. So don't blend in. Keep thinking, what can I do that is unique to me? What can I say that is unique to me? How can I show up that's unique to me? What branding can I use that is unique to me? Quicker you find your own voice, the faster you're going to stand out on social media today. So thank you very much, Beth. So important. Miss Meredith.
Hello, thanks, Helen. So I actually looked at this from two perspectives. And the first was around what's working in my business right now, and also what made me just absolutely grab my attention and stopped my scroll earlier in the week. So first of all, what's working for me right now? So I have my business in a very niche area. And what I'm finding at the moment that's working really well is this sort of concept of layering my content. So looking at in depth the topic within my niche, but layering the content so that I'm using different content types. So maybe a light touch with a picture in a story. I might create curiosity through a post. I might provide some education or knowledge sharing through a live, and then add a little bit of entertainment around that topic, say with a reel. So just thinking about how can I present the same sort of topic, but layering it and also looking at it from sort of different dimensions. So the other thing that really made me stop my scroll this week, which surprised me actually, but I thought, oh, it's too good not to share, is I was just looking on Facebook and I saw a free training offer. Now, lots of these pop up on my feed, but what was it that made me stop and actually look at this one? Well, there are a couple of things. First of all, it was visually interesting. It had a great sort of tagline that caught my attention. It made me take action to actually sort of click and learn more. But then once I did that, I could see straight away exactly what value I was going to be getting by signing up for this free training. So I could see it was extremely well structured, and I could see exactly what I'm going to get out of it by making the choice to commit my time. Once I signed up, I was then provided the opportunity to be part of a Facebook group. So my eyes lit up because I thought, what a great opportunity to connect and network with other like-minded people, and who knows where some of those conversations may go. And the final thing that I really liked is that immediately I was able to access some free resources and a workbook for the training. So I knew exactly what was expected in terms of turning up for the training, but also the activities that I would do. So that really did grab my attention and stopped my scroll. So I thought it might be helpful to share. Thanks, Helen.
Yeah, no worries, Meredith. And there's actually a few things there that hopefully those of you that are listening or catch the replay picked up on. And one of those is definitely value, over delivering. The message was clear. A lot of you are not clear about what you do, what business you're in. Some of you, I do mention this a lot, but some of you, I'm sure if I scanned your personal profiles, I wouldn't know that you're in the business that you're in. I wouldn't know that you've got a passion around weight loss or skincare or, what it is. You're just too shy about it. So it's being very clear and bold. And what Meredith is talking about the freebie is over delivering. Don't be afraid to give a lot of value around your niche topic, and don't expect any money from it. Like, get the trust from people on social media. That's what's working now. You all get caught in funnels and you don't even realize that you've been caught in a funnel. Meredith just explained a funnel to you. And one of the other things to pick up there to consider at some stage in your business, I'm not saying right now, but the value of Facebook groups is also something that's working well, really, well now. And it's creating that sense of community, which is in line with what I was saying at the beginning of this training, is that human connection. Anything that creates a sense of community and builds that human connection, that forms relationships, it forms trust, and that equals dollars at the end of the day. So there's quite a bit there, Meredith, in what you said about what's working sort of today. So thank you for that example. And take notice exactly what Meredith did. She took notice of something that grabbed her attention. A lot of you are consuming social media and you're actually blinded to the fact of what's actually capturing your attention. Whereas if you really looked at it from a set of marketing eyes instead of a consumer eyes, you could use that to your advantage in what you go and create. Because what attracts your attention, you could go and create to grab other people's attention. So a lot of great things that you said there, Meredith. Thank you. Miss Karen.
Okay, can you hear me? Hi, everyone. What I wanted to talk about is when you're posting videos, reels, stories, everything needs to be about the real you and presenting yourself to people. For a long time, I tried to avoid that, and I've come to the harsh conclusion from Helen back in the day that get over it. I've got to be me, and I've got to show myself my likes and my quirks and all those things. So, and it's funny because you think people aren't interested, but they are interested in you and getting to know you. And in turn, you get to know people, because when they have something in common, they'll say, hey, I like that too, or I do that too. And then you just that's how you kind of create your group and your tribe. So it's important to just be you and show everything about you. Don't be ashamed of being you. So, and that's what I've been working on myself, Helen. So, so I'm starting my live videos and I'm talking to myself about this and improving each week. So,
yeah, it's just so important what Karen is saying here. And I think for some of you, if you just let the walls down a little bit and just showed more of who you are as a person and the vulnerabilities around that and what's working and what's not, just in life in general, you will naturally get more eyeballs on you. It's those of you that are trying to, you're overthinking your content. You're overthinking things like, who am I? I'm not famous. I'm not successful in my business. I'm not good enough. Who the hell's going to listen to me? Whereas people are really interested in more behind the scenes. And just remember, people don't resonate with perfection. Yes, there are people that you look up to that are multi-million-dollar earners and whatever, but they're not perfect either. And a lot of those people, you look at somebody like Mel Robbins, she shares a lot of her mess. And that's why people love her. And yet she teaches personal development. Like, you would think somebody that teaches personal development would be very wary of showing the general public that they don't have their shit together, to be honest. But she's exactly the opposite. She shares all the mess and everything that's going on. And I watched a live video of hers just the other day. She was lying in bed, no makeup, whatever. And she was saying, I don't want to get out of bed, but I have to. Like, we have to make decisions every day that you don't want to do. But yet she was lying in bed, like it was first thing in the morning. She had no clothes on. And she stood up and she had a sheet across her. And I'm like, geez, you're brave. But it's real. And yet she teaches personal development. And it's like, wow, she's sharing all her flaws. But that's what people connect with more. Yesterday, I had a really vulnerable moment. Some of you may know that have been following along. I'm meant to be in Las Vegas in less than 2 weeks, and I still don't have my Australian passport 9 weeks later. And I was about to get on a training with my coaching community, and I had 3 minutes to spare, and just something triggered me to put a post on my personal profile. And at the end of it, I said, I don't even know why I'm sharing this, but I'm about to deliver a training, and I smile and I'll deliver an amazing training. But underneath, I'm anxious, I'm stressed, and I need this freaking passport. But what comes back, and I've got a lot of personal messages, and even messages that are like, you're real, you're human. But that's what people connect with. It's not the perfection. It's what we deal with in our everyday lives. And the more that you can let those walls down and let people in, and I know it's hard on social media, it's taken me a long time, and I still have walls, I still have boundaries, but the more people feel like they know you, the more your business is going to build. Trust me, it's how it works. We're human connection again. So really good point, Karen, and everyone could do more with just letting the walls down and being yourself. Mr. Steve, the man in the house, what have you got for us today?
Well, one of the things that I have been focusing on is video. And although live videos aren't something that is new, it's more important now than ever. And so when I go on and do a live video, what I'm trying to do is share some of the personal things that I enjoy, like martial arts and singing and motorcycles and travel and hiking. If I pick 5 pillars of personal interest to wrap my conversation around, I know that I'm going to find somebody that has something in common with one of those. And as I do, they're going to tune in and listen maybe a little bit more. So they're going to get an opportunity to get to know me as a person rather than Steve, the businessman, And then when I use my stories on live video, what I'll try to do is share something that is either interesting or that I think is interesting or funny that somebody can relate to. And an example of that would be, you always want to start with a question. You may ask, do you remember the first time you ever lost a tooth? And did you put that tooth under your pillow? And did you get money for that tooth? Did the tooth fairy actually come and give you money? Then you share your story. Now, this actually happened to me. I remember putting a tooth under my pillow, And I kept waiting. Mom said, no, go back outside. Every time you come back in from playing, you scare the tooth fairy off. So I waited and I waited. And I'm anxious. I want to see if I was going to get some money. I came back in, and lo and behold, there's 50 cents under my pillow. I'm excited. So I went to go tell my mom, but I had to go to the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom and I looked down, and lo and behold, there's my tooth. So, what do you do with that? You know, I didn't understand why the tooth was in the toilet. So I went to go tell my mom about that, and she's holding back, choking back. Years later, she told me I was holding and choking back from laughing. Stories like that, people are going to think, they may find interesting, they may find it's funny, but what they're really doing is relating to your story. Everyone's lost a tooth, so then you can take that information and tie it into something that relates to either a product or a service. And that's what I've been trying to focus on. In this example, I would say, when we're kids, we're going to lose our teeth. Our baby teeth are going to come out. But as we get older and our adult teeth come in, it's so important to keep your good teeth and good gum health. I'm the inflammation guy. So if you get gum disease, then that's going to cause low-grade chronic inflammation that can seep into your body. So I'm tying it into something that I am focusing on from a business standpoint without ever coming across as being salesy. And I have found that has really, I've noticed a lot more engagement, and I've noticed that more and more responses are coming across in using that approach, and it's natural. So those were the things I wanted to share with you today.
Yeah, and I thank you, Steve. And I really hope that you took away from what Steve said about storytelling, the importance of storytelling. And I think a lot of people on social media talk at people. They don't talk with people. They don't share enough stories and let people into their personal lives. So I know what this journey is like very early on. It's like value, 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 value. That's what gets drummed into us. Attraction marketing is about value. You got to give value. You got to give value. You got to do great training. You got to educate and all the rest of it. I think somewhere along the line, a little bit of what got lost there is, those real human personal stories and the power of storytelling. And if you can tell a really good story and then blend it into, what it is that you're promoting or the message that you're trying to create, that is what in this day and age makes up a good curiosity post. So one example of mine is, some of you may know, I have a collagen product in the range in my health and wellness company, and I've written stories on my personal profile about what aging means to me and, how I'm being affected by that. But then I've blended it into what I'm using that's helping me with that. So it's a story first. It's the blending into what I've got later. So that's what's working on social media, because people don't like to be sold to. They'll buy, they will buy, but they need to come to their own conclusion that what you've got is what they need. Now, you can achieve that in this day and age on social media by telling the story first and drawing them in and letting them trust you, and then blend that into what it is that you have as a solution. So excellent point, Steve. Miss Yvette, how are you?
I am doing good, Helen, and then the crew. Everybody, how is everybody doing? Okay, what I'm bringing to you today is, when you don't have time, when you barely strapped for time, how do you manage your post, and how do you manage to do all the things that you have to do on whether it's on your business page, your wherever in social media. So what I bring to you today is using one piece of content. What I've been doing, what has been working out for me, because for some reason I'm kind of busy these days with a lot of things, family things and so on. So I've been using one piece of content, and I have been tweaking it and turning it around and putting images on it and so on. And I've been just using that right across the board. So consider where you're posting on social media. On Facebook. So I might do a Facebook Live, and I will take that thing and piece it up, and I get a story, I get my reels, I get my posts, my written posts. I'm on my business page. I'm over there on my personal page, and every possible place that I can post post something, I'm posting it from that same piece of content. Now, a couple of things that I've been also realizing is that it frees up my time. And make me I'm not in the overwhelm zone. I'm not feeling overwhelmed. I'm not feeling stressed out, and I'm getting my work done. So I'm managing myself better by just using one piece of content every day. And if you're following me these days, I've been becoming very strategic. I'm on Instagram. So Instagram used to be my little last, resort. So I start there first. And then I go back because I'm so accustomed to Facebook. Now I want to grow my audience, my followers on Instagram. So now I start there. And so I go back and so I cover right across the board in a short space of time. And I'm okay. And then I can move on to other things, taking care of stuff, other things in the business, as well as family stuff. So what I bring to you today is to become very savvy. We have a lot of content on our pages. Go back, grab some of them, tweak them, break them up. You use an image here, you use a different thing there, you change your lines here, you change the attention grabber here, and that's what we need. We're busy, right? We're busy people. So here you go. That's all I have for you today.
Thank you, Yvette. And I think for any of you that are really building and want to build successfully on social media, you have to learn how to work smarter and not harder, because you can work as hard as you want to on social media. You can create all the things, you can do all the posts, all the reels, all the stories and whatever, and you're welcome to burn yourself out. Nobody wants to do that. So, the busyness of social media and all the things that you need to learn, one of the things you want to put on your radar is working smarter and not harder, and taking that one piece of content. Like if you are doing, reels, do an Instagram reel, or after you've posted the reel, save it to your camera roll, pick it up, put it in Facebook, then post it on Facebook, and then go over to TikTok. You can do 3 platforms with one piece of content. There are so many examples of that, but that's really where you want to hone in some of your time is, okay, how can I work smarter? I don't need to work harder, because you can work as hard as you want to on social media, but then you'll just burn out and then you'll leave it and then your business isn't going to grow and you're just thinking, what was all that for? It's just because you might not have been cluey enough to working smarter instead of harder. So very good point, Yvette. Miss Cherie. Now we'll keep it quite short with Cherie. Cherie has, she's been battling losing her voice for like 3 or probably closer to a month now, at least 3 weeks. So she's still here showing up. So I just want to give credit and props to Cherie for wanting to still be here. She just sounds like, Laurie, what did you say earlier? Mickey Mouse or something? A chipmunk or?
Yeah, she sounds like Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. Okay, so introducing Mickey Mouse. What have you got to share with us, Cherie?
You're muted, Cherie.
Cherie, you got to unmute.
Laugh. You all made me laugh and then my eyes closed and then I didn't do it. Anyway, that's my claim to fame, is talking while I'm muted. So what I wanted to share with you today that's working for me and that I see working for others is providing solutions for those people's pains and problems out there. And we can only do that by talking, listening, deep listening, and hearing what it is that they're saying. My example is, for me, it was something that I saw that stopped my scroll. And it was when I was looking for something desperately. And I saw, are you tired of chasing people in malls and bugging your family and friends? And it had me, and I haven't looked back. So that's all I'm going to say. And it's many. I'm a girl.
I was just, if I wasn't looking at your face and you look at Minnie and Minnie, like seriously, that's what you sound like it's you're the Minnie. So thank you, but it's really a very important point, because it's really knowing, and this comes back to sort of you knowing who you're helping and what problems you solve. If you don't know that and you're just flying blind and you're just throwing mud up against the wall with the social media, and you're doing a post here and a post there, and it's a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of this and a bit of that, no one's really going to start following. It's going to be very difficult for you to grow a tribe of people that are following what you're saying, because they just don't know even really what you do or what you help with. So knowing what it is that you help people with, getting really dialed in with that, and then speaking that message over and over and over and over and over and over again in your social media content, that's when people get to know, oh, Cherie's that person, or Beth's that person, or Meredith's that person, etc. They get to know what it is that you help people with when you repeat it, and you know what solutions you have for people. So if you don't have that, you're going to be all over the place on social media, and it's going to take a very long time for people to, gravitate towards you around a particular niche area. So really important. Thank you for showing up today, Cherie, considering. Miss Laurie, what have you got for us today?
Hi. So I want to share about being a hot mess. A lot of us have talked about showing up, being unique, being our authentic selves. And, this is the holy hot mess expression portion of this training. So, I'm living proof that you can be a hot mess and still be successful. But what I want to share that's been working really well for me the last little bit is not forgetting what we're going through every day. And, so many times we take for granted just different situations, and it may be personal, maybe family, maybe, a business, maybe a product that you use. And all of a sudden you have this light bulb moment, like, man, this stuff really works. I need to, I wonder if somebody else is struggling with this or whatever. So just in this last week, I have focused on not analyzing what I'm putting up, and just be showing up, writing out my words or whatever, and getting it up there to get the message out that I've got going on in my head. And massive engagement with that. And I think what happens is when we don't overthink it and we just show up, on Clubhouse the other day, I shared a story about going to the bank and this gal knew me and whatever. And when I got in the car, my conversation was, oh my God, I can't believe what just happened in there. And I was telling Mike about it. That's how we need to show up. It shouldn't be any different on social media than it would be in a real life situation. And so for me, what I am focusing on, what seems to be working for me right now, and everybody knows I love Mel Robbins, is gleaning off of her and just not worrying about, oh crap, do I have my hat on? Do I have my makeup on? Do I, what's my background look like? Just popping on and doing it. I did a quick reel today, just about a product that I've used for a long time, but I had this light bulb moment that there might be more than just me out there that this would help. And I popped on, it was 60 seconds, and I've had way more response to that than I ever thought I would. But I think it's because I didn't think about it. I showed up as myself. I had the emotion behind it. And so perfection on social media, it can actually be suicide if you're not careful. People don't like the perfection. Just show up, hot mess and all. And there's somebody out there that you're going to speak to in your mess. And they need to hear that. So be that person, show up, and yeah.
And point in case, just to reiterate, Laurie put a reel out on something that's just spur of the moment, something that's helped her. She was genuine in her story. She put it out there. She's had a minimum of 5 people that have reached out to her so far asking her what it is, because it was in the moment. It was genuine. So, yeah, she was actually still talking about a product, but it was actually really genuine on her behalf. This has really helped me. So it's also her energy behind it. Your energy on social media is everything. If you're excited about what you do, if you believe in what you have, and that's what Laurie's reel obviously showed, massive 100%, 110% belief in something, and people buy into that story. So letting down those walls, I had to learn that lesson the hard way. I come from corporate. I'm sure there's some of you listening that have led that corporate life. I wore a suit every day. There's an expectation when you're in corporate of the kind of person that you need to be. And I brought that on social media to start with, and it didn't work. I didn't connect with anybody. And it wasn't until I changed the clothes and took off the suit and let the walls down that I started really connecting with people on social media. So are you seeing a common theme here? Those of you that are listening live, let us know in the comments, or those of you that are watching the replay, are you seeing a common theme with what's working today? Let down the boundaries. Stop being so over the top about value, 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 value. Yes, you need to lead with value and not sell your stuff, but let those walls down, let people in, connect with people first, and the sales will come. And when the sales will come, the money will come. But you got to let the walls down and be really consistent with your content to, really make an impact. So we're almost there, guys. I know these trainings are a little bit longer, but, let us know in the comments if you're getting some value out of what we're talking about. And if you just get one little trigger, I can do a better job at that, or that's a really good idea, I might do more of that. Let us know that this is beneficial to you for sharing these kind of things that are working in our business now. So, Jeanette, bring us home. What would you like to share?
Well, I'm just going to share what's working now on social media to attract customers and team members. So, as you know, my name's Jeanette Newman, and my tip for that is with your personal profile. I had a lot of trouble until I stopped the scroll at a wonderful place, and I started training and learning how to do this, and it works really well if you just sit back, take the time, relax, and think about it. So you might have a business page. That's great. That's fabulous. You might have some Facebook groups. That's fabulous. But if people want to know you, they're going to go back to your personal profile to check you out. So, it took me a while, but once I got there, I am just so happy. So I've also learned that with this, when you get your profile to a place where it introduces you, who you are and what you are, and I did that with my branding name and pictures of family, friends, pets, the personal touch. Have you got that? We're all into the personal touch here. So I've learnt to use 5 buckets for that personal touch. And these could be interests, hobbies, family, friends, pets. So you're going to put posts or videos out there that talk about these things. And I was never good at that because I'm a very private person. So I'm learning to let it all hang out. So those 5 content buckets can create your content so that people can engage with you. If you're leading with curiosity, they want to know what you're doing so that, they can see who you are. It's important. They want to see who you are. They want to see what you've got. They want to see what you're doing. And once upon a time, you would think, no, I'm not doing that. But, on social media, it pays to do it because people are interested. You've got to share what is authentically you. As I said before, you can lead with curiosity so that people know what you're up to. In your content, there can be value, there could be education, there could be a whole host of things, but you're sharing what you are finding out and what's working for you because it's in your personal realm.
And, you know, once you've got your audience and they're working with you, then you can direct them to your Facebook groups or your business page or wherever else you want to go. But remember, your personal profile is where you need to build your positive vibes of who you are. Thanks, Helen.
Yeah, thanks. I will, if you could just mute, can you mute, Jeanette? We've got a little bit of feedback on your speaker there. Yeah, thank you. It took me a long time to let my walls down on my personal profile. I'm still not somebody, you know, you might think I am, but I'm not, like sharing all the ins and outs of my life on my personal profile. And sometimes I put posts out there and I'm cringing as I'm posting it because it doesn't feel comfortable. But it's like, it's letting those sort of walls down and letting people know who you truly are as a person. I mean, this is, I know that you all, whether you admit it or you don't, I know you've all got a reality TV show that you like watching that secretly you would never tell somebody that you like watching, because it just doesn't make sense that you would watch a reality show like that. But the reason behind that, like, think of social media like a reality TV show. The reason that they're so popular is because it is just them. It is real and raw. And I think sometimes even that they forget that the cameras are on. Like, you look at something like Big Brother, they're not following them around with a camera. They're all behind the windows and the doors, and they literally forget that the cameras are there, and they're just, what you see is what you see. That's how we kind of need to show up on social media. It's like you got to show all the stuff, like Jeanette was saying, and don't be disillusioned like I was in the beginning. I'm not sharing anything business on my personal profile, and I'm not sharing anything personal on my business page, especially not pictures of my kids or anything like that. It took me a while to work out, Helen, you're not two different people. You're one person who's in this industry, proud to be in the industry. Yes, you got a husband and kids and a dog and, you know, all the rest of it. Like, you have to learn to blend a little bit more, because do not be disillusioned that people, if you've got a business page or a group or something like that, that they're not going back and checking you out in your personal profile. So what is it that you want people to know about you on your personal profile? So the personal profile is very important, whether you're building on it or not. Okay. But just please be careful in that it is against Facebook policies to openly be building and selling on your personal profile. So even though some of you might only be on your personal profile, you're not meant to be putting up huge salesy posts and join my business and, oh, it's end of month, I've got this kind of special. It's against Facebook policies to do that. So you've got to do it in an attraction marketing curiosity-based way so you don't get your personal profile shut down. Okay, so we've spoken long enough. We've almost been here for 45 minutes, but I really want to thank these amazing people that I work very closely with in growing, building their businesses. It doesn't matter where you're at. Some of them have been on this path longer than others, but as long as you're progressing, for all of you, just where are you, as long as you're growing and progressing, and really take notice of the things that are, you know, working now, and the things that we've talked about, and talking about reels, like micro video content is what's trending now. Steve talked about live video. It's still trending now because it's the fastest way to get people to know, like, and trust you. The common theme with all of this, obviously, is human connection, human connection, human connection. Let the walls down, go the extra mile, stand out from the crowd, but whatever you do, find your own authentic voice. So that's just key. So to those of you that have watched live, let us know if you got any nuggets out of that, or any kind of tip at all that you thought, yeah, I could use that moving forward. So thank you for joining us. Please thank all my guests for being here and sharing what's working in their business. And I want to share, you know, just say thank you to, you guys can say goodbye. Thank you to all these beautiful faces here for, you know, giving up their time to be with you guys as well. So thanks for joining us today. And I hope you got some value out of what we shared. See you soon. Bye-bye.